Hello and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at the Ninjago garden set. Now this is going to be a bit of a weird one because I can't actually finish it. Bear with me, you'll see why as we go through the video. But as normal, what we'll do, we'll take a look at the box artwork, we'll have a look at all the instruction manuals, they're amazing, then we'll go through all the details up until the point where I can't actually continue, and then we'll run through the issues that I ran into. It's going to be an honest thing. I said that my favourite ever build is the Ninjago City, and I was hoping for the same thing for the gardens, and it wasn't quite the same. So let's keep it positive. It is Lego Ninjago Legacy Set 71741. It is their Ninjago City Gardens, and it is a beautiful looking thing. You can see if you've managed to finish yours, I am very, very jealous. It is absolutely stunning, and it comes with fantastic minifigures. So you've got the limited edition Woo, and you've got all of the little minifigures across at the bottom. We will take a better look at these and across the top of the box artwork. We see our names, so I will try and keep this almost like for like of what we did with the Lego City one. On this one, it's got a slightly difference because it actually does say the actual full size. So it's 13 inches in depth, so it's just one base plate, but it's 17 inches or 44 centimeters. So it's a base plate and a half if you put both bits together, because that is one build and that is obviously something slightly different. The height of this is absolutely massive. It is 29 inches or 73 centimeters in height. And then coming through to the back, just like yesterday's upload, which would have been the Ninjago City, it is a modular and you can do a lot of different bits and pieces. You can see it says you can expand your Ninjago City, and then you've got all of these little bits and pieces of the detail. So there's lots of things to look at, lots of things to hunt down. So as I did in yesterday's upload, I will rip this set apart completely, and we'll have a very, very good look at all of the detail. We'll have a good look at the inside of absolutely everything up to a certain point. And again, on this side, you've got the really nice games console, and then you've got all the different interchangeable paintings. So you've got the different posters on this one. So again, that's very, very similar, and you have got some moving pieces on here. Now, so moving on to the minifigures, there's lots of them in this set, just like they are in all of the others, but you can see you've got the first two of the two urban minifigures from the Ninjago team, and then you've got another two coming through. Now, all of these are from the actual TV show, so that's another slight difference, whereas the Ninjago City is from the actual movie, and the new market that is going to be coming out is from the later TV show. So it's going to be quite interesting how these go together with regards to colour and minifigures when the new one comes out. But I think you are spoilt for choice with the types of minifigures and how many minifigures you get with this set. So moving on to the instruction booklet. Now there's 3 booklets included within this one, but booklet 2 and booklet 3 doesn't actually have anything in it as in importance, but this has lots of different information. So you've got a nice big poster there, which you can have a look at, and obviously you can use a QR code for if you want to. Moving over, there are 66 stickers in this book, which is always emotional to put on, but at the same time, if I could finish it, it would be absolutely splendid. So that's why there's a couple still left on there. Now, this also has a lot of information coming through. So from top to bottom, on the left-hand side, you've got the control room, you've got the museum roof, you've got the Zen garden, you've got a student flat, you've got a new house, you've got a fan flat, and then this thing at the bottom is a temple island, which is actually a shrine. And that's very, very important from the TV show. So if you've got this set and not seen it, the reason why Zane is as he is, it's an extremely important episode and an extremely important series. So try and hunt that one down if you can. Then you've got a bonsai tree. As you come up, you've got a tea time balcony, and then you've got a nice walkway, you've got an ice cream shop, you've got a Ninjago Museum of History. Again, that is a big thing in the TV show. You've got the Ninja Zone, another thing in the TV show. You've got a hidden room, and then you've got the satellite array. So all of this basically goes up as one big market type thing for the TV show, rather than it being sort of on ground level. This also has the alphabet, so you can use the Ninjago language translator to translate signage hidden through the Ninjago City Gardens build. So if you want to learn how to spell your name, just quickly pause it and then just make a squiggle of all of those little bits and pieces there, and then you can see what is what with regards to alphabet A, B, C, D, as you know, and then all the way through from left to right, left to right, left to right, and then that there is number 1. That is 0, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So if you want to learn anything, that is what you need. And then as we come through, this is basically where it starts. You've got obviously the main minifigure that a lot of people wanted, because this is the 10-year anniversary of, and then it just tells you to go straight onto the second booklet, and all the other booklets are just basically the instruction manual. Moving on to the set itself, and yes, there does seem to be something missing, and there's quite a few pieces at the bottom. There's not many pieces missing, but what is missing is an absolute nightmare. But what we'll do, we'll strip this down and we'll have a better look at the detail of all of the little bits and pieces that you see in front of us, and then we'll run over the bits that are missing to the reason why I can't finish the very top tier. So to clear some space, and now you can see the fantastic detail on the very, very bottom tier. You can see you've got a nice bench there with the tree that comes up and round. Also, you can change the leaves ever so slightly if you want to, and then we can spin that round and just keep going round. You've got all sorts of bits and pieces that we'll have a look at. I'll rip all of this open, and obviously if it falls apart, it falls apart, because I'm honest when it comes to that kind of thing. That's obviously your noodle shop. That's a cool looking little minifigure. And you've got some more minifigures just chilling out and doing the bits and pieces, and if you know who those two are, then well, I'll leave that to you. And then as we come through, so it's very open on the middle on this one, so you can get some nice photos. And then as it spins round on the back, you have got a lot of detail on the back of this, and obviously you've got some few pieces on the floor just because of, well, I can't do anything with it. But we'll strip this down, and then we'll have a very good look at what is on the inside of each of these modular buildings. So there's almost stripped down to the very, very bottom, and as we pan over, these are the bits that we've still got to have a look at. Now, it does come off a little bit messy because this is just one big piece, this thing just here, and then these are the individual units, which are either easy to take off in one hit, as in the whole thing comes off if you can. If not, you just take them off individually and you take this off. But it's a bit of a difference compared to this thing over here, because this just comes off in levels. This one is a little bit more awkward because you do have some of the Technic pins resting. Obviously looks super impressive when it's as one big thing, but to take it apart and do what I'm doing now, it is a little bit more difficult. But you just got to be a little bit more careful that you don't break anything. Now again, that is as easy as that to come off, so that's how I like them, because it's just like a normal modular unit. And again, same thing with this one. I've just got to remember where these things go. So we start right at the very, very bottom, and then we can see what detail that we've got in here. And again, you might have to use the alphabet bit for the signs and everything. I cannot remember anything about this set, even though this is the newer one of the three, because I just gave up. Now this is the cool looking minifigure. You've got the nice one with the t-shirt on. You've got a nice table there at the back, and you do have some, obviously, some stickers just behind her shoulder, just on that bit. Now, as we will get round to the building in a second, and we can have a good look at the inside. You've got that's your bench for the trees. They're nice looking. And then as we come through, obviously the door pushes through, and that'll take you into the next room. This room just here is just a nice little place where it looks like you've got all sorts of bits and pieces with pots and pans and things like that. And then again, door will just close. But it does look like it is a double doorway, because you do have a door just here, and then you've got another door just here where it can open. So you've got 2 ways in, 2 ways out, which is always a nice thing. So you can get some nice photos from that one. And then as we come round and spin it a little bit more, there is lots of detail though, because you have got things like this, whereas this one has all the water effects coming out of the side, and then you do have quite a lot of extra bits and pieces on this one, because obviously this is the newer one of everything so far. So you've got the nice little bit to get out into the water and do all the other little bits and pieces that you want to do. Again, just here you've got a nice big open face here, so you can put all your minifigures in and get a load of nice photos. And again, you've got the door if you want to throw that open. I do like the fact that you've got so much detail, all the little dragon heads just at the top in here, and you've got all the gold. And obviously if you think that what the elements that they've used the party hats again on this one, which is what they've used on a lot of the other Ninjago bits. They tend to use lots of different elements for really nice purposes, so I think it works really, really nice. You can see again just all the detail that you've got as we spin round. So again, looking at it side on, you've got the really nice pink translucent pieces in between the two solid bits here. So this doesn't move, but it does look very, very effective as we come round. And again, then you've just got the solid bit at the front, and then we can pan round onto the other side and you can see it from that way. So again, if you wanted to get some nice photos, I think you are spoilt for it. So moving on to the bit I took off, this is the detail around the outside, obviously then we'll get them placed, but you've got cool little things like this. We've got the roller into the air conditioning unit, you've got the nice window, then you've got the black bits just on the side, and as we spin around, you've got the nice open bit on the side, we've got the teapot and the sort of cup. And then as we come through, that is what we're going to be looking for. You've got all 4 different bits and pieces of the artwork, so hopefully you'll be able to see that nicely just there. And again, you've got a door right on the angle, and they've used all sorts of elements and pieces just to sort of give you that effect. And then this one, all going well, should literally slot straight back on and over onto the back just there. And then it just clip on if I push that down, and then you are good to go with that. So that's how easy they are as a modular. And again, moving on to this one, this is a cool looking thing, because you've got a bright bed on the inside. You've got nice little boats with the sailing bits, and then you've got all sorts of other little bits and pieces. But if you have got this one, because potentially this might be one that more people have than the other two, with the docks, the original boat, and obviously the city, what's your favorite tier? What was your favorite part of the build? It's always nice to know what everybody likes. But this, you've got nice detail there on the bed, and you can see you've got some toys and everything just on the floor, and then you've got the little the little mini micro figure just on the side, and then you've got the Ninjago City banner again there, and you've got some more lighting and everything just at the top. And this again should be, all going well, easy enough just to place and plonk on. I would imagine it will go just like that once it's pressed, and then that is the first tier complete. So that's all clipped back together. Before we move on to the next tier, we have this from the Superfan room as well. So that is where we had all of the other Ninjago bits and pieces. Now I do believe that when this bit goes on, I think this is supposed to be a flying ship for the Superfan room. But what we're going to need to do is we'll get this bit off, which is extremely bright blue and vibrant. And you can see you've got the nice remotes up at the top, and you've got all the ice cream bits and pieces. Now this I have tried once and it failed, but now I'm going to do it all in one take if I can. And if it crumbles and goes wrong, well, at least you know. Now, the plan of attack is you're supposed to get the black bit there, the Technic, in line with the pin just over on this side. So I think what you need to do is you need to spin it round, line it up, and then hopefully it should, he says, just drop in over the center of the tree. And then that should just clip in like so, and then that should clip in just there. So that bit's clipped in. That bit over that side has popped in. So we're 2 for 2. Are we all right on the tree? So we're just not pushed down on the pin. So all we need to do, he says, is that. And there we go. So that is now all lined up and all back in, and that is... it is level, it's just an optical illusion. So that is now flush and flat. So the first bit that needs to go up onto here is this blue bit that we pulled off. So let's have a good look at this. You can see just how bright and vibrant these colours are. They are fantastic. I am a sucker for really, really bright colours. I do like the fact that you've got all the different shades of blue, and you've got the nice sort of like the tile effect. And you've got the door again, and then you've got the signage. It takes you up the staircase, and then obviously leads you on to the next tier. But you have got the ice cream menu just on the inside. You've got the little ice cream there on the seat, and then you've got really, really bright, vibrant colours in there, just to basically make up whatever concoction it is that you want to do. But again, just to see how easy or not easy it will be to get on, if I lift this up and place this over like so, and I can pull this back, and then we can see if I can actually line this one up okay, because how the stairs are, obviously what it needs to do, it needs to clip in to that corner so it all lines up. Plonk that down. That's all with one hand. So again, that bit is nice and simple, and then it does line up on there. Didn't come off though, so he says it's simple, but it's not. So let's go from this side. That'll just be a little bit easier. Push it down on those corners, he says. There we go. And we're down. So that is that. So that does still, it still lines up. It's just off by one stud that I thought it would go to, and then that's where that goes. So you can see you've got the nice walkway all the way down. We can add in quite a good few minifigures, and again this loops around and comes onto this bit, and then you have a smaller piece that goes just in that. Now that bit is this. We are looking at the cool noodle shop, and you can see this again, important part of the actual TV show. They use this a lot. Now you've got the black hot dogs just up at the top, just in there for the roof. Obviously you've got the minifigure, you've got the clips, you've got the nice piping that comes through again into the air conditioning. Then you've got some more stickers. You've got this bit just up here, which then obviously clips in, and use it. I guess you might be able to use this as a guide for where it's supposed to go in. I could be talking nonsense. And then you've got all the really bright, vibrant red bricks as well. You can get some nice minifigure photos again if you just stand them on the inside, but you can see it from in there and in there. So it is very well lit, this one. And again, you've got the door. Pop that door open, and then that is what that looks like from the inside. So there is a good amount going on. You can see you've got the menu there just at the top. This is quite a big thing in the TV show. And again, if we place that just up and over, that bit should just sit. Have I got that right? I have, yep. So that bit there lines up with those gaps. Push that down, push that on, and then that is fine. Now I am going to do a comparison of this to this in the next couple of days, because I feel, for example, like this is a lot more bare on the actual walkway, than it is with here, which has got all the gold and red around. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. I know it's going to be quite close to the individual uploads as well, but I think it'd be quite nice to do a big comparison of the two. Now moving on to the next bit. Now this is going to be the bright yellow and the bright green level. We are now moving on to our museum for the yellow, I do believe, and the green looks like it's got some painting bits and pieces in. So we'll take a look at the green to start with. So you can see lots of detail on the inside. It does look like it is like almost a painting studio, and it is obviously a painting of the actual set itself, which is a nice looking thing. And as we come around and through, you've got some flowers. I don't know if that's supposed to be in the right place. We'll get that out of the way. And then as we come over, you've got the track at the front, and again you've got the nice elements just here. And then you have the crab symbol, because don't forget that will be very, very close to the actual restaurant. And then you've got these cool things here. You've got all the swords up at the top, and you've got the next one just down on that bit. And then as we come through, you've got the nice sticker. And then again, you've got this big walkway that sort of wraps all the way around. And then you've got a telescope piece just there, and you've got these really nice bright flowers. Now, details on the inside. All of these bits are from an important episode of the show. That's why I think this is so big within this, because they do come to here quite a bit. But you have got some golden bits in the glass display. You've got an Easter egg of Woo on the painting just up at the top, and then round and through you've got some more paintings with regards to the snakes, and you've got basically some other villains from different bits and pieces. You've got another 2 characters just down at the bottom, and then you've got some more bits just on the inside just there. And then you've got this really nice painting, and then this is again an important thing from the TV show. I don't give too much away. And then you've got another dragon just on the inside. So just this bit with all the dragons and everything from in here will go perfectly with the new one that has just been announced, which is obviously the big markets. Now, can I get this one up and over okay? So let's get you at the angle. Again, 2 hands needed for this. Don't forget, it's all curved on this, so it's all slightly different shapes. And it is quite nice that it is different, and you have that sort of gap in the middle. So that is how that would sit. Obviously I do need to clip that down and push that down, but that's how that would go. And then this bit just here would sit just at the top. So as it stands so far, that is that. I can't go any further, but I will show you the reasons why. So I have got this, which is the big bit from the top of the box, and I've got this bit, which is also the next big thing from the top of the box. And obviously I can't get them on because I physically cannot make the bits and pieces that are needed to rest these on. Now I can put this bit on there, for example, and we can have that sort of dangling over or doing whatever. So that will go there. So that's all right. We can get that bit on, but I can't make up the rest. So basically the middle part of the floor is the area that I can't do, and I can't then do that bit of the roof and all of the other little bits and pieces that go onto the outside, which is slightly annoying because they are all the smaller pieces from the innards of the bag. Now, I did ring up Lego, and they were very, very good. Their customer service is fantastic, but they sent me down all of this. So I have got all of this again in here in that box, because they didn't send the inner bits down, they just sent the larger bits. You can see just how big some of these elements are that they did manage to send down. And again, it has some other little bits and pieces within, so it's a bit of a shame. I will try and figure it out. You can see where I tried to start to build the base and then realized that it was just the same bits, and I just couldn't go any further. But nevertheless, let's have a quick look at what is on the inside of here. Is this one, does this one come off? This one doesn't, so that is simple enough. So you've just got the windows on the side, and then you've got those bits, and you've got the safe, I think. So you've got a cool little bit just on the inside. I'm sure this does come off. No, so I'll just rip that off. But there's your safe, and then you've got an element on the inside, and again, it's a cool little thing. And then you've got the tables and chairs just at the top, and then you've got all these on the outside. So it's pretty. It works really, really well. And then again with this bit just here, this is a very, very tall thing, and again this is in sections, but it's not designed to sort of rip apart, because that is just how you make it. And then you put the next piece on, but you can see you've got the really, really nice purple translucent, and then obviously this is their tower just up at the top. And you have got in here storage for all of the extra posters and just some other little bits and pieces just like that. So there is a lot going on within here. So if you can see what is going on, I don't actually know, nor can I remember how I'm supposed to open that up. I might have just thrown them in there. There must be a way of doing it, but I can't remember. So you guys and girls that have got this set, let me, oh, there we go. That bit does come off. I'm being stupid. So it has extra bits in. I've just thrown some of the bits in on there. So this bit looks like it comes up, and that is what that is. So there I am being silly. So that is a cool looking thing. So if you know what that looks like, that does look like it's the Indiana Jones stuff, kind of. But let me know what one you've used and slotted in, and you can see just what else is supposed to go in there. So again, there's lots of hidden little bits and pieces within it, but it has been a long time. Like I said, I stopped at this point because I kind of gave up because I couldn't do anything else. Now we do have a very important bit still to cover, which is Zane's memorial. Now this is the bit from the top. This is also part of the museum where it has the big dragon in, but I just can't connect that to anything because I can't finish this bit, and so you can see that I'm missing all the pieces that I need just to get it done. I'm sure it won't be too bad, hopefully, but I have tried once or twice and it's just missing some key bits, which again is a shame, but if I can get that sorted before the comparison, I will do. Now this is a really nice touch. This is all from one of the series of the Legacy. This is actually a memorial to Zane himself. That's what this is, and it does look really cool, because you've got the bridge and everything where you can connect it to, and you have the pinholes on the side on both sides of this. So you've got the pinholes on both sides where you can then connect to either side. So you've got the 2 pinholes on this bit, and then you've got the 2 pinholes on the back end where they can connect. So it is now time to do a bit of a comparison. So I'll grab one of the modulars and I'll grab the actual main Ninjago city itself, and then we can just see what it looks like side by side before we start to wrap it up. So we'll get straight into the Ninjago city as well. Now I have just placed that on, and I've placed that on so you can see roughly the height of both. This one on the right hand side is slightly taller because I am missing the grey surrounds up at the bottom where you do make the frame up, so this would be a little bit taller, but I think both of these side by side look absolutely stunning. Now there is a full comparison video that I am going to do. There's so many detail between the two, but what I do really like is, for example, we've already looked at this pink translucent piece is just on here, but that is obviously a little kick from this one where you've got all the translucent bricks of the orange on the inside just there. There's so many things that go between these two sets, and they work so well side by side. So there will be a full comparison video coming, but with regards to scale, just this as it is obviously on a base plate, and that is just a full set on the base plate as well. But don't forget, when you add this piece onto it, that then takes it up to a base plate and a half. So this one, the gardens, does take up more stud space. So moving on to the trusty Indiana Jones, we'll start with the car as always. Now you can see just how nicely that scales beside it, and again, it's nowhere near just the first tier. And as we come round and pan, obviously we're going to have to use the plane as well, like we do in everything. Now just an understanding, that is a good size plane, and it looks tiny next to this. It looks even smaller now I've got those two things on top just balancing. For the final comparison, one for you Star Wars fans. Now the reason why I picked this one is obviously nothing to do with the height, is actually because the base plate of this diorama is bigger than the actual gardens. It may not look it, but this is actually maybe 3 or 4 studs bigger. The only difference is obviously when you spin it around, it is nowhere near a 32 by 32 stud size, and obviously the thing just gets towered over. But if you have got this in your collection, if you've got any of the other dioramas that are slightly smaller than this, hopefully it gives a good understanding of just how big this thing is. But that is it, I am done. So there's plenty of other Ninjago videos coming or already uploaded with the city, the docks, obviously the gardens. We've got the new one coming out, and there's obviously going to be this big comparison video as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, what you think of this set. If you've got it, how do you display it, and what else have you got it with? But guys, if you can like this video and subscribe to the channel, that'd be absolutely fantastic. But as always, thank you very much for watching. You lot take care, and hope to catch you next one. Ta-da.